Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Savihyam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome all of you again for another edition today. Hope yesterday you had some introspection. Some of you might feel this to be too much of scientific involvement, and you must have thought perhaps I will be telling more of how to gracefully age, means what are the things to be acquired, what are the things to be dropped. I am coming to it, but suggestions will not be more, but preparation is very essential. Kindly bear with me, all of those who feel perhaps we are too much technical and why I am doing this. Please understand this particular thing. I am trying to do this with one motto. What is that? Imagine we went on a ship for foreign country for business. We acquired so many things kept in the ship, and then we have to come back to our destination one day. While coming, what are the things that we should not keep note of? We should note our ship is secure. There are no holes in the ship. We should also see the weather, clouds appearing, the external world, and our own ship. Then, in case, if there is a hole there and ship is taking more water inside, what will you do? You try to throw the things what you have outside. You should throw to sail, otherwise we sink. Do we know? We came with this ship into this life and we went on acquiring things, new things, new things. Now we are on our way, we are reaching our end, and unfortunately, there are leaks here and there, here and there. Our ship is taking water in. What we should do now? It is time we should keep throwing things out. Keep throwing things out is graceful aging. We should, at least in a day, detach from something or the other, sacrifice something or the other. That should be our aim. By the day we reach the end, Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Prartha Nainam Prapya Vimichyate Sthitva Shamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvana Brukshade. At that time, we shouldn't have anything in our mind. Just as we were born, we have to die. This is the whole principle of life. And we should not aim to live here eternally, because that is simply impossible. So what I am trying to tell is, we are understanding our body itself. For example, I get thoughts. From where do I get thoughts? I should know. And I should be able to control these thoughts. How? How I can control? How I can change my stance? And that is what I am going to tell you. Is it not interesting? It has to be, because it gives us solution. The solution should come from our body. It cannot come from outside. Unfortunately, we seek solutions from outside always. We seek solution from son, from daughter, from son-in-law, from daughter-in-law, from everyone we keep seeking solution and always would like to be dependent. In fact, the life is life when we are independent. We should try to be independent. So today's main aim for those who are a little restless, who are thinking, what is this happening? I will tell you today, please focus how you can get rid of your present or today's bothering thoughts, which is uppermost for every individual. I'm not blindly telling you to close your eyes, forget everything that everyone can say and no one can follow. It's not possible that way to stop the thoughts. So I am here to give you the scientific way of changing ourselves. That would be extraordinary if you could follow that. That is what we are trying to do that today. All right. So now we will see that now. 1 minute. I don't know what has happened to this. All right. Okay. Yeah. We have seen this yesterday. And now we will go somewhere here. And we start. We are learning something fantastic today. Something very different. All right. Okay. We have seen that. That's fine. All right. Let's come here. My friends, all of us were thinking how to become gracefully aging. Now it begins. I am giving you the exact solution for that. Follow me. This is half of the brain. Other half of the brain is taken off. In this half of the brain, in fact, this is the right half of the brain. Left half of the brain is removed. Little carefully we have to follow because this is new subject, but still I make it very simple. And now here is a band which connects the right half of the brain with the left half of the brain. So there is a connection. Around the connection, like mother holds the baby over trunk, there is like that hand-like, upper limb-like thing comes here. This part of the brain we call limbic lobe. Because it is like a limb, we call it limbic lobe. This limbic lobe is the emotional brain. This is the one which is creating Jiva Srishti. All people are same, but my son is... Yes.
That screen share is not visible.
Oh, screenshot is not visible. Okay. So then I have to open it again.
Yeah.
1 minute, 1 minute. I will do that. Sorry for that. Screenshot is... wait. That picture is not seen?
No.
Oh, okay. I have to share screen again, you know.
Yeah.
Share screen. Yes. Now I will perhaps. Now can you see?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry for that. That's good. You see here, can you see this green one? This is the limbic lobe. This is the mischief monger. What mischief it does? Everyone is same, but my son is different. Everyone is same. My wife is different. My husband is different. So it pays the attachment over the person. It emotionally connects an individual to us. If I say, how can I live without my spouse? Where is the problem? Problem is not with me. Problem is with this part of the brain. That is what I want to specify. Whatever we feel, those who are thinking how to age gracefully, please think now. Now what we are supposed to do. All our problems come because of affection, because of involvement, everything. Therefore, what Bhagavad Gita says, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsavaha mamakaha pandavasyaiva mamakaha, mine. That is where it comes. That is the real problem. So in this one, this particular one focuses our intimate relationship and always expects that to be fair, to be good. And now here there is a small body. It is called amygdaloid. Amygdaloid body. And all our fears, all our apprehensions are stored here. For example, if father, say, beats his son, then he remembers it till the end, and that is there in the amygdala. And there is another part here, hippocampus, where everything is memorized. Everything, whatever we see, is memorized by this memorizing machine. So what is one word, you think? What is memorizing machine in our body? Hippocampus. Please teach this, learn this. Hippocampus is memorizing machine. What happens when there is something wrong for this? We lose memory. Can we lose memory? Yes, very much. Why? Because of stress. Because of stress, there is overuse. Chemicals also are there. And finally, it results in loss of memory. The fear is very close to this. Fear. And this fear also, formed by amygdaloid body, every moment changes our lifestyle. What are the fears? Number one, fear of loss of love. If your grandson doesn't come home within time, you are already scared. Fear of loss of love. Fear of ill health. If I get corona, how? Fear of ill health. And then fear of comment. You are always worried what the neighbor will tell about you if you do like that. Fear of comment. Fear of becoming poor. What if I lose all money? Where will I go? Then fear of death. Fear of old age. Fear of old age. And finally, fear of death. So we are at what stage now? Fear of old age. All those fears are generated in this amygdala related to the limbic lobe. Have we understood this? Hope it's clear to us. This limbic lobe is responsible for that. Now, let us see. This limbic lobe, what it does, it creates emotion. It connects emotion with the person, with the objects, and then it records the events. Follow carefully, please. It records the events. How it records the events? The same thing, if you repeatedly think, it gets wired accordingly. Shall I give you an example? Say there is no road in a thick forest, and you go on the same road first day, second day, third day, fourth day, and then the rain comes, a footpath is formed. Like that, in our brain is full of impregnable neurons, neuronal connections. Then what happens? When we think of a particular thing repeatedly, it forms a path in the brain. So those cells which think together, wire together. They wire together. They come together. They understand together. And then there is a quantum Zeno effect. You know who is Zeno? Zeno The Greek philosopher you should be knowing, very surprisingly, he told that if you want to reach the destination, if you go some distance, get back half of the distance, then next day go further, get back a half of that. Did you understand what I am telling? You want to go from A to B. First day you go 1 mile, then come back half mile. Second day you go 1 mile, come back half mile. Second day where you are at 1 mile. Third day go again 1 mile, come back half. Like that, if you go 1 mile, come back half mile. Finally you reach the destination. Imagine destination is only 1 centimeter. Now what you should do? Go 1 centimeter, come back 5 millimeter. Next day, go 5 millimeter, come back 2.5 millimeter. Like that, he says, you can never reach the destination. It is impossible to reach the destination, he says. But you see, it is something fantastic to think about it. You cannot reach the destination. This is what is infinite world. But what we do? We take everything as finite because we are stuck to a small myopic, electromagnetic wave. A small thing we are stuck. Vibgayar. You know, Vibgayar, violet and indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Beyond red, there is something. Infrared. Beyond violet, there is ultraviolet, there is radio wave, there is microwave. My goodness, the waves, they continue. How? So, Zeno effect. They continue infinitely. There is no finite there. So in which world we are living? Infinite world. But what we are thinking? Finite thinking. In the infinite world, in an unlimited expanse, we are limiting ourselves. How? Like you were on the ship, you would have stayed wherever you are. Do you stay? No. You want to come back to your place. That is your motto on the ship. Like that, all of us want to go to our Taddhama Paramamma. We want to go to our permanent abode. That is why there is basic built-in instinct to go back to our thing one. That is built-in inside us. If we understand that, then we are aging properly. So how to control that? These thoughts are being, what happens, there is a executive center here. Executive center, CEO of our brain is frontal lobe. Understand this very much. Frontal lobe is CEO of our brain. What is occipital lobe? Visual. Parietal lobe, sensation. Temporal lobe, hearing and memory. Then what happens? Look at that. Can you see here, please? Here, frontal lobe is executive CEO. You see what is the thing here? Identity, laugh, solve, understand, dance. Have you ever danced without feeling that I should not dance in front of others' reservation? Will you do one thing? Will you go and just dance in front of your children, in front of your son, in front of your everyone? Can you dance today? If you can dance, then you have reached the portals of graceful aging. Your inhibition is going. Your connection with the world inhibits you from doing that. Have you ever just laughed without any reason? I have discovered something new. I tell you, you are the only people to whom I am giving it first, because I have applied it on myself and I have found it to be extremely useful to me. Because I am the most miserable person on earth. I know myself. Really? But I don't seem to be miserable. I am extremely happy. Why? I have applied this rule. What is this rule? Is it not interesting to know? Please apply this rule. All of you should write this. What we call this as, we can call this as sudden bout of happiness. Sudden bout of happiness. Without any reason. Only mad people can do this. We have to become such mad people in order to have graceful old age. What is that? What is that? That is something extremely important. We are doing some work. Suddenly we should remember our end, where we are going. And you should just laugh. Just keep quiet. Look at, just laugh. During that time, you forget everything around you. During those few seconds, everything around should be forgotten. Whenever you do work, about 20 minutes of work, suddenly you use this medicine. What is that? Sudden happiness. Happiness means I have forgotten my name. I have forgotten my relations. I have forgotten everything about me. I don't know. There is nobody. There is no world. I am just there. I am just there. Think, let's see. Yeah, I am just there. Who on earth can prevent you from this experience, you tell me? Because it is your own experience. For everything, there may be an obstacle. For this, there cannot be an obstacle. Because it is your own built-in expression that you are trying to do. Please do this. In a day, just do like that. I'm happy. As though you had forgotten it, you remember. I'm happy. Then you know what happens? By continuously doing this, I had told you one thing. Do you remember? A road is formed in the forest. A small footpath is formed in the forest. You know, whenever you want to go astray, you feel like going over the footpath which you have created. For no reason you become happy. For no reason you should become happy. That is your real nature. But what we do, we require an object or something to be happy. This is the subtle difference between youngsters and old age. Please write down. Those who are thinking, what is art of graceful aging? You say, art of graceful aging is becoming happy without any reason. Whereas we cannot teach this to youngsters, though they can learn. They have always a condition to be happy. We are unconditionally happy. We don't bother for anybody. Why? Our destination is very near. We are going to reach our home. Our home I can see. I can enjoy. I can step into my home any moment. Why the hell I bother for other sea and other voyage? I am not bothered. So this is the point which I wanted to stress you. Sudden, for no meaning. So every 20 minutes, please from tomorrow, no meditation, nothing is required. This is a new thing. I don't think anybody in the world has told, because this is fresh for me and I have used it. No meditation, no sitting, no problem. Just do every 20 minutes. You should suddenly become, how much? 20 seconds, that's all. Later you can increase. Unless and until there is a footpath formed inside, please understand. You should allow the footpath to be burned. So now, in this frontal lobe, it is an executive control, CEO. And there is error correction here. If there is any correction, it will correct it, frontal lobe. But unfortunately, you know what we think error? You know what we think? Whatever that we are conditioned is correct. If anybody goes beyond that conditioning, it is an error. For example, I have taken earth to be stand still and flat. And now, if I think earth is moving and it is not stand still, our brain corrects it. Because it has learned like that. Now it corrects it and it says, no, no, wrong. Earth is flat. Earth is, it's not moving. You understand the difference? Now what we should do? Our basic understanding itself is wrong. Our basic feeding to the brain is wrong. So whatever we do, the problem is not with us, but with the brain, with the connections. Once we set those connections right, things will become immediately different. How to do that? So even in the brain, there is left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Right hemisphere, you know, the spatial reasoning means what, you know? If there is a problem with the right hemisphere, his car, you know, in his car, the left side of his car is all dented. Why, tell me? If a person here has some problem with the right hemisphere, left side of his car is dented. Why? He has no spatial positioning of his left side. So he thinks he is far off from the car on the left side, but he goes and hits. So therefore, neurologists and psychologists, whenever he has a spatial reasoning problem, they go out and look at his car. That is one diagnostic point. And these days, for your information, you look here, left hemisphere is logical reasoning. Left hemisphere tells every reality is within time. Reality is longitudinal. Right hemisphere says different reasoning, music, so much difference. All right. These days, what they do, you know, like we used to see horoscope earlier, they compare the right and left hemispheres of bride and bridegroom and see they properly match. These things also are doing these days. There. So different functions are there. I don't want to waste time because other important points I have to say. And if you are interested in all these things, you can always be in touch with me. I will help you that. Okay. All right. Marriage counseling also based on this. Okay. Now let's see. See, this is called frontal lobe. What is this center is called? Tell me. Executive center. CEO. And a part above here is self-referencing center called personal center. And if it is stimulated, you know what happens? It feels, I am affected. I, including body, mind, I am affected. This is not 99.9. 100% for us it is working. Anything happens, I feel it is happening to me. In fact, it's not happening to us. If, for example, an electrical washing machine is washing, is it washed by electricity? It is washed by the machine. The electricity gives the electricity. So this one says, no, 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 no. I have the problem. I have everything. So what we call this self-referencing center personal. There is another center in the same executive CEO, self-referencing center impersonal. It thinks little about that. Between them, there is another center called assessment center. It assesses. It is all in our brain, I tell you. So now this takes a decision, takes a call. How it takes a call? This is the point. For example, when we say, I am very angry with that person, which center is working? Self-referencing center, personal. He is scolding, you are a fool. You are telling, you are a bigger fool. You are another fool. You are another fool. And when we were angry, we used to say, how many times you say? You add one more to that. Then finish. You cannot tell it. And you tell 100 times. That's one more to that. So this is the way we deal. Which one we deal here? Tell me. Self-referencing center, personal. Now, what we should do? This is another graceful aging point. Anything, let any action be there. Anybody talk, immediately, please do not reply. Withhold. Slow down. Think over that. Just by becoming silent, just by not answering immediately, we have answers for all the questions in the universe. Impetuousness by allowing self-referencing center to act independently and quickly is the problem. Ask assessment center. Assessment center immediately will say the mind deeper to it. Hello, what is the problem? What shall we do? Then mind, which is subtler, gets interface with that, gets connected with that, and tells, why should you speak to this foolish fellow? His argument is foolish. What is the why on earth you should reply to him? Just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Do you reply to all those questions which politicians from Pakistan always says to India? No, you need not. You need not. If it is valuable, if it is right, okay. Otherwise, we need not do it. Okay. Now, this assessment center is the one which comes into play when we give some time. Are we giving that time? You see the conversation between two people. One person talking, another person immediately reacts. There is absolutely no gap at all. So give the gap. You are gracefully aged. Never talk. So what is the first point for graceful aging? Today, you should go and tell your daughter-in-law, oh, my daughter, I don't call you as daughter-in-law from today. You are my daughter. See the change? See the change there? A neighbor comes. Why should you call neighbor? You are my son. See the change? Look at the change. And this change we have to bring about. Every day we have to give away our old thought process and do not acquire new thought process. Just have love, universal love, that you cannot cultivate immediately. Daily you cultivate. And by that, what happens? Tell me now, when you use your assessment center, the correction, error correction, the whole error itself should be recorrected. We should say, this world is not real. Why it is not real? Anything which is not there permanently cannot be real. If it has to be real, it should be there eternally. Otherwise, it is relatively real. So then if you make that a connection into your brain, then orbitofrontal cortex gives another type of correction. Whenever you say, oh, I am worried, it says, no, it's not correct. You had just corrected me and you told me everything what is there in the world is temporary, and you are telling this, no, it's not correct. You please correct it. Your own brain will tell. Now tell me, where is the problem? The problem is with our connections with our brain. We have been wrongly connected. Then can we change it? If you ask. Before that, you see here. Can you see? This is medial side. Don't bother about it. Whatever that is red here, This is something like whenever we are in little distress, little troubled, these areas are stimulated. We have given a name to this, very beautiful name, Ahu Center. We say, ayayo, apapa, all some nonsense words we use. Why? We are so upset. We say, oh, baba, what is this? There is a center in the brain. This area, what we call, and you need not remember, anterior cingulate, all you need not remember. There is amygdala, and there is one insula. You know, whenever you are excited, whenever you are worried, whenever you are scared, something happens in your gut. Something happens in your abdomen. You feel weird sensation because they are all connected together. And this IAO center, what it does, it connects to the frontal lobe. I have told you, the self-referencing center. If you connect it to assessment center, it assesses properly, and what it does, it tells it, cool down, cool down. It's not right, you cool down. But what we do, we have never thought about this. We are never being taught. And now even if I teach, you are so much engrossed, involved and conditioned in our old ways. What is this? He is talking. Hey, your brain itself is wrong. You have to rectify it first. How do you rectify this brain? That you think first. Otherwise, it will never rectify. Otherwise, you hear and then happy, comfortably, you'll go there. No, it should not happen like that. So now tell me, this one, what it does, it is connected with basal ganglia. These are neurons within the cerebrum. See, it is transparent cerebrum. Imagine, in the middle you have this. There are two nuclei, one say caudate and putamen. You need not remember the name. The caudate is the one which gets connected and is responsible for regular, non-inhibited, automatic thoughts. So you understand now, you are sitting, you don't want to do anything, but your thoughts come so frequently, one after the other. From where do they come? Now you tell me, from where do they come? They come from basal ganglia, caudate nucleus. They go to Ahu center. They go to frontal lobe, and everything is automatic. You have no control. And have you seen some people sitting and they cannot sit quietly? They keep moving their legs like that, hands like that, always keep moving. That is also automatic movement caused by basal ganglia. So what this basal ganglia does? Automatic thoughts, automatic movements without your control, involuntary. And these movements, when they are there, what are we supposed to do? All of us, 90% of them, all of us are subjected to automatic thoughts, automatic actions. We don't think at all. And these automatic thoughts, automatic functions, what do? They keep you on autopilot. It just goes on. You think you are doing. Who is doing? Tell me. Brain is doing. You are not doing. Your brain is working, and you have trained your brain like that. This is the problem. Please understand this now. Today you can change. If you only think, the brain I have connected, the brain I have cultivated, the brain, the connections have grown, what you have to do? You have to disconnect it. How do you disconnect it? By willful observation. You have to keep observing that. Willfully, you have to keep observing that. Now, this brain, whenever these automatic thoughts, if you don't follow, automatic actions, if you don't follow, come on, today, will you please try one thing? You please try one thing. Today you go home and sit quietly without moving any part of the body for 5 minutes. No movement should be there. You know what happens? You feel uncomfortable. You feel sometimes uncomfortable. In legs, some deep discomfort you can see. You should move, otherwise it doesn't allow. So these things, what we call deceptive brain messages. Why they come deceptive brain messages? Because of our connections. Why connections burn? Because we have conditioned. Why it is conditioned? Because we have thought the same over and over and over again. And we have made it a definite connection there. So all cells have joined together. Whenever you look there, it will suddenly go and stick to that point. So each time these defective messages give an uncomfortable sensations. Each time you get an uncomfortable sensation, what we call as deceptive message, uncomfortable sensation, it is because of our habit. You know, habits die hard. Habit. So what it does, unless you move little, it will not be happy, because basal ganglia is not at all happy. Come on, when this is there, you have taught me, I have to move my leg. It will not be happy. So what you do? Forcibly you move the leg, move the hand. Then it gives momentary relief. Then underlying brain circuits get more. Did I not tell you? By moving, it will be all right. You see now, it is all right. Underlying brain circuits, they get strengthened. And the habits get entrenched, become more hard, more hard. And we are in a position where we are not able to get out of our thinking that we have to leave this world. We have to prepare ourselves to leave. And we have to leave happily, smilingly, because that is inevitable. What is inevitable, you cannot do. There is no solution for that. Let us say bye-bye, happy, and go. Cry, then also you will grow. Weep, then also you go. But that is possible to do when you develop a connection in the brain. You have to do connections, special connections. How do you do? Now comes the point. See, you have to start doing what you have not done till today. Till today, whatever you have done has not got you the real happiness, only a pulses of happiness you have enjoyed. If you want to be really happy, you have to change our thinking process itself. What is that thinking process? If I have, how can I go and ask excuse of somebody? Then you have not matured. From today, please go and ask everyone. You say, I'm sorry if I have hurt you. Why are you telling this? Are you mad? No, no. I have heard it. I had a class, and it is told in the class, first I should change this one, and my brain connections will change, and that will make me happy in future. But you cannot do it, I tell you, unless you will have resolve, because it appears so abnormal. Why abnormal it appears? Because of our connections. So when can we come out of this? We will never come out, I tell you. Till death, you can keep on listening to all our spiritual classes, everything. I tell you, there will not an iota of change unless you change the brain connections. Brain connections can be changed only when we take an extreme decisions. Then it is possible to change and hold on to them. So it's not me, but brain, stupid. Will you write down and keep telling to your brain often? You should tell this. Whenever it tells, I'm feeling uncomfortable, a little depressed. Hey, it's not me, but you, brain, stupid. You tell this. Openly you tell. Open your mouth. Openly you tell, let others think you are mad. Doesn't matter. You are the only sane person on earth. All others mad. When delusion, everything is a delusion, a magic play. This magic play, I tell you, is being played so enormously all over the world. And this magic, this deception, this delusion itself has become wisdom. What can we do? What is wrong has become wisdom. Can you ever get the last second, last minute? Can you ever get in your life? But we recall the memory in our brain, we think it is there very much. It's not there. It's only an illusion. It is only a memory you have got. What is yesterday is but a rejected check. What is tomorrow is a promissory note. What is now is cash. Now, this moment, you be happy. How? Sudden happiness, I have told you. Suddenly become happy. Drop it. One of our Swamijis tells, what will you do if a hot charcoal is placed on your palm? You drop it so quickly. Otherwise, it will burn. So this world also, kindly drop it as quickly as you can. Otherwise, there is no solution, I tell you. It's impossible. You know what happens? There is a story, simple story. When God created cow, says you have 60 years cow, but you are supposed to go behind the person in the summer and go in the sun, go in the winter, go in the rain, graze the grass, come give the milk and all that. So my goodness, how can I live 60 years like that? Please take back 40 years, give me 20 years. That's enough for me. Then the second one, the monkey came. The monkey started telling, hey, you have also got 20 years, you go ahead. Oh, 20 years, why? You just make and dance here and there, act like monkey tricks like this. That's boring. No, I can't act too much. Take 10 years back, I will have 10 with me. Then a dog came. Hey, what is that? You should always be in front of the house and you should be watching everything. And I will give you 20. 20 is too much. No, I don't want. Give me 10. It is sufficient. Okay. Now human being came. He told, what shall we do for you? Okay, I give you 20 years. 20 years? No. I will have 40 of the cow, 10 of the monkey, and 10 of the dog also. Will you be all right? Okay, it's all right. That is why we are all first 20 years. We are like babies without any responsibility, without anything, just like that. And after that, I tell you, the next one, 40 years, responsibilities galore, weeping, crying, going, taking a train, morning, early morning, getting up at 4 o'clock in Mumbai and going, coming back at 10 o'clock. Before you went, children were sleeping. After you came, children were sleeping. All sorts of things happened. And finally, after that, suddenly you started acting like monkeys in front of your grandchildren, carrying them on the back and playing with them like monkeys. For the next 10 years last, you could not go, even your grandchildren do not bother for you. And at that time, you keep watching the house outside like the dog watches the house. Is this how we are living? Is this why we are born? Is this what is our future and why is our aim of life? Unfortunate. No. We are here to know who we are. This moment we should understand who we are. We are not the physical body or the thoughts, but we are the consciousness which energizes these things and give life to those things which are temporary, but I am always there. I am there always. That is the point. Now you say this Awu center says something is wrong. Always it is there. When somebody, something is wrong, I am not feeling comfortable, there is something wrong. It's a very common thing. Habit center, basal ganglia, automatic thoughts and action. Executive center where frontal lobe detects errors, organizes information. CEO, reward center. You know, yesterday I was told you reward center. Happiness, pleasure. Always it says dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Dopamine. When dopamine becomes more, mania. Dopamine becomes less, depression. You know, I am writing some articles in one Quora and all that. Every day, at least 4 to 5 of youngsters, they write to me, they are all depressed. All depressed. For what reason? No reason. Just depressed because world has made them like that. Achieve this, achieve that, do this. It's brain, stupid. It's not you. It's not you. It is brain which is acting. So how we will get out of this trouble, please tell me. We get out of this trouble when we manually operate our flight and get out of this autopilot. Get out of this autopilot, I tell you, business. Whatever brain says, you observe, you decide whether it is right or not. Treat brain as dog. Then you have some sanity. Otherwise, it makes you cry by repeating the same connections. What are the connections? Tell me. Frontal lobe, cingulate gyrus, AO center, and finally basal ganglia. They will be there circuiting. Same thoughts. Now what you should do? Stop. Start observing that. Start. Who will observe now? The mind. When you start using the mind, when you get a doubt, please develop doubt on your own brain actions. Doubt should come first. I am following right from birth up to here. I have never become completely happy, sometimes unhappy. How on earth I can become totally, completely happy? It appears impossible. Yes, then your mind comes into play. Then you start thinking in a different way. But you see, this is all something great. If I were to tell something like, you know, you have to be swimming, old people should swim, that appears very interesting for all of us. Yes, it is good. It's only physical. But how it can help you think, stop thinking, unless you understand where these things are produced. That's why I am telling you this. Please understand that. They are all good. There is no doubt about it. Exercise is good. And then watching funny movies is good. And dancing in front of children is good. Dancing anywhere, it is good. But we don't do. Huh? Gardening is the best exercise. And these things appeal to us much because they are already connections in the brain. But what I teach, what I tell, sometimes difficult for us. Because this is something new which our brain has not understood. Therefore, please understand that. So, what is discrimination? There is a self-referencing center, personal. This is always connects it to our body. What you should do? Transfer it to assessment center, where in the same frontal lobe, which is discriminatory. It seeks counsel from wise advocate. Who is wise advocate here? The mind, which is subtler than the structure of the brain. So we should start looking at basal ganglia, looking at AU center, looking at frontal lobe whenever we close our eyes. You try today, please. Tomorrow I will ask. You please try today. Close your eyes and look at basal ganglia. Look at the AU center. Look at the frontal lobe and see, look at that and say, stop, stop. I have another thought. Stop. You have started your new journey. You will start your new journey when you stop your automatic actions of your brain. Then when you consider your body not as your body, not as yourself, then it goes to impersonal self-referencing center. Immediately, don't take our body as ourselves. It is just an instrument. Try intellectually to teach this. This is what you should do in meditation. Then suddenly, stop. Why you should stop? Be happy. For what? For no reason. Just be happy. Try. Try from today. That becomes a habit. When that becomes habit, you will see how the brain can change. There is one Hebb's law which says, it's brain stupid, stay calm. Don't forget, write it down anywhere, everywhere. You write it down. It is brain stupid, stay calm. It's brain which is doing. Hebb's law means if neurons were performing same thing come together, they wire together. Quantum zero effect I have explained already. Now what you should do, please focus. Refocus, direct your attention towards a mental and physical activity. And see, whenever the wholesome signals they came, I'm not feeling very comfortable today. I'm uneasy. Close your eyes. Look at your basal ganglia. Look at your Avu center. Look at your frontal lobe. You are committing this mistake. I know. Because I am looking at you. Therefore, the deceptive signal cannot be me. The signal cannot be me because I am looking at you. It's you are doing. You are culprit. Then discriminative approach towards value. Throughout everything that is not permanent. Is Earth permanent? No. After some billions of years it will go. Is sun permanent? No. After billions of years this fire will be over. Which one is permanent? Body permanent? No. Just 100 years back, so many people were living. Are they living today? No. Fast forward 100 years. After 100 years, none of us are living. None of us are living. Apply this law and tell the frontal lobe to rewire, to rethink in a different way. We call it Atma, Anatma, Viveka. What is permanent? What is it? Anything you see, you touch, you hear, you perceive from your five senses are all temporary. They have to disappear one day. Throw them out. Who is permanent? I am there. I can never destroy myself. If body may go, but I remain. How? While I was sleeping, I remained. I didn't know I am sleeping, but still I remained. You revalue that. This is what in philosophy we call neti. So assessment center is very important. Wise advocate is memory. It becomes memory backup. And this will act like an observer, a witness, which I will tell you. Now, if you go on doing like this, what happens? New connections develop. Don't think I am old, I cannot remember. It's a wrong concept. Old wrong concept. Use it or lose it. Every one of you kindly by heart one Bhagavad Gita sloka or any other, if you belong to other religion, it doesn't matter. By heart something new. Learn a new language. Learn a new joke. Make people laugh. Make your children laugh. Make your grandchildren love you. All these things will change our brain connections. The change in brain connection is neuroplasticity. It is proved beyond doubt that nerves grow. They have new connections. You can become the happiest person. There is no doubt at all. But you have to become a witness. You should not allow routine actions of the brain. Accept and then commitment. Accept first this, then keep committed. I'm very happy you are there. And before I go, I just would like to say, we have Swami Swarupanandaji's camp on meditation based on Kaivalya Upanishad, guided meditation series, practical sessions will be there, question and answers also will be there. And it starts from 19th September 20 and go every Saturday. It is 7:30 to 8:30, goes up to 30th January. Record sessions available. Please join. Look at this advertisement that is there. Hope you enjoyed. And tomorrow we are coming back again. Don't ever think that it is not connected with grace age, what we say, graceful aging. It is some science, no. Unless you know what you are correcting, you will never correct. Please follow me and try to see how these connections can be trained back, and neuroplasticity happens within all of us. Neuroplasticity of sudden happiness. Happiness for no reason. Let's have that. Thank you very much. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Wait, some charts are there. Share screen. Okay, it's shared. Yes, I will produce slides. Some of them have asked. So it's a different approach. Please, it is scientific, but we can apply our Vedantic, this one into this. If you have any difficulty, you can always call me. And if you are interested in any future such courses like science and spirituality, you can always connect with us, and we will try to have that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.